Initially, he said he didn't know the gun was loaded. That was preposterous because he took the safety off, he racked the gun, and then he pulled the trigger. If he didn't think the gun was loaded, why would you rack it? Why would you take the safety off? And why would you pull the trigger? Then he said that the gun went off accidentally. They had ballistic experts check the gun. The trigger was fine. It took pressure to pull the trigger. So then he had to change his story, and he came up with the defense, self-defense. He was in fear of his life. Nobody would buy that because he was in a locked house. The front door was locked, the steel door. The screen door through which he shot her was locked. And all he had to do was call 911. Alternatively, he could have turned all the lights on in the house, went to the front door and said, I have a loaded shotgun, I've just called 911, get away from my house. He wasn't protecting himself. This wasn't self-defense. It was a preposterous defense, and that's why the jury came back so quickly with a guilty verdict of second-degree murder.
Won't have the opportunity to experience her growing up and being a woman, being able to have kids, get married. The other toughest thing is that she has two sisters that she would never get to see her again. They'll never get to experience life together anymore, you know. And it's a deep hurt.
She had been in a car accident earlier in the evening and she was intoxicated. And she was trying to go home. In fact, she had told witnesses she wanted to go home. If you look at the front of his house and you look at the front of her own house, same picture window, same front door, same roof, they looked almost exactly the same. She was knocking to try to go home. She was looking for help or her home.
You know, as kids, we make mistakes. I made mistakes when I was a kid, but I don't believe that it should cost you your life.
They were both looking for trouble that night. He did not have to open that door. He could have called 911, and we know from the records that when he finally did, they were there in 1.5 to 2 minutes.
You took a beautiful life, and for that, you don't deserve life.